Now, as I said in a previous video, we're going to set up our work using the property of logs that we covered in the previous section. Now, I established that x will have to be a decimal number between 2 and 3 because 3 to the x power, that equals to 14. 14 is between 9 and 27. So we're going to assume that x is a decimal number between 2 and 3. Now, in order to type it into a calculator, the work has to be correct. So what we're going to do, when you're solving for the variable and the variable is your exponent, what we're going to do is we're going to put log on both sides. But remember, you can only do that when you have one part on the left and one part on the right. So one part on the left side, one part on the right side of the equal sign. So when you have one part on the left side and one part on the right side, I'm going to write log parenthesis 3 to the x power equal log parenthesis 14 close parenthesis. Now, when I'm writing log, we have an invisible base, which is base 10. So if you see a log with no base, it's just an invisible 10. That's all it is. So I repeat, if you have a log with no base, it just means an invisible 10. Now once we have log of 3 to the x power equal log of 14, I'm going to use the power property. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move my x, because it's an exponent, in front of the log. That's the power property. So I'm going to have x times log of 3 equal log of 14. After that, in order to get x by itself, that's all we need to do, divide both sides by log 3 on both sides. Now, this is the most important part, especially when you're typing into a calculator. So x equals, what I'm going to do is, on the numerator, I'm going to put in open parenthesis log of 14 close parenthesis, that's one set, and then another set. And then for the bottom, parenthesis log of 3. So make sure you have an even set amount of parentheses, but I include parentheses on a numerator and an extra set of parentheses on the denominator. So what's different is I include a set of parentheses. Let me underline it in orange. So that way, when you type it into the calculator, you get the correct answer. If not, if you had typed this in, like you see, this is what it's going to look like. On the calculator part, if you type this in without the parenthesis in the calculator, it will look like this, log, or the calculator will perceive this as log of 14 divided by log of 3. That's what the calculator will perceive if you do not put in the parentheses. So these two are not the same thing. It will give you a different answer, which will be wrong. So hence the importance of parentheses. If you leave without it, you will basically going to have this. Therefore, the calculator will give you the wrong answer. And then you won't get the right answer just because you forget your parentheses. And remember, I said a key phrase, which is an even amount of parentheses, an even amount of sets. So here on the top, I have 4 sets. 2 open, 2 close. Same thing on the denominator. 2 open, 2 close. An even amount. And it's very important because we're going to do 2 more examples, especially for the numerator, that the parentheses is important. Now again, if I were to type this in, so I'm going to hit log, here's my parentheses, 14, and then if I divide by log of 3, that's my answer. Now, the importance of parentheses. So parentheses log 14 close parenthesis twice divided by open parenthesis log of 3 and then close parenthesis twice. Look at our answer. So if you were to type not according to this without the parenthesis, you would have gotten 1.467. But if you type it correctly, the correct answer is 2.402 approximately. So again, that's the difference when we're including parentheses and without parentheses. The first one was the wrong set of parentheses and you would have gotten 1.467. But if you type in with the parentheses with the correct setup, the correct answer is 2.402. So again, you need to know how to type in correctly according to your correct setup. If your setup is not correct, then again, you're just going to get the wrong answer. So right now the main focus is setting up your work correctly. That's where most of your credit points will be awarded. And then just typing into the calculator will be 1 or 2 points. Now again, if you wanted to get the correct answer, first set up your work correctly, then type it exactly how you see it into the calculator in order to get the correct answer. If not, then the calculator will perceive this format and it will give you the wrong answer.